All right, to our next story. You know, governance is simply a system of rules, practices, and processes by which organizations or societies are directed, controlled, and held accountable. A breakdown of law and order, therefore, impedes the flow, in which case a chief executive kicks. A totally scandalized Governor Francis Nwifuru has dissolved the political and traditional leadership structures of the Amasiri clan in Afikpo local government area of Ebonyi State over the killing of 3 persons over a land dispute. The state chief executive took the drastic step during a visit to Okporojo village in Osoeda community where the victims were reportedly beheaded. Another one died from injuries sustained. I've been pushed to the wall, Governor Nwifuru fumed. Ladende. He indeed was pushed to the wall.
He is, and it underscores the fact that government exists, and when things are gone astray, one of the ways people can know that justice can be served is for the state to wield its power on the big stick. The big stick.
Yeah.
So it's not just enough to dissolve this committee, they must be prosecuted if found guilty. You know, we shouldn't leave it that way so that somebody tomorrow does not practice this
beheading a human being in a 21st century world?
It's shocking. It's traumatic to use the word. Yeah. So I just feel that beyond that is pushed to the wall, it's something that we want action. This is not time to send emissary to him to pacify him. He must defend the defenseless. He must defend those people who don't have to go into reprisal. Because one of the ways to prevent this reprisal is to take immediate action, not just dissolving these people.
And just to inform people that wrongdoing will be punished. Yeah.
And severely punished at that.
I agree with the governor, but I think he should go a step further by making sure that those who are responsible are made to face the wrath of the law. You know, for too long, especially in the southeastern part of the country, we've always had this land disputes for so long. If you remember the Aguleri and Umuleri, it was something that was almost
you
forever.
Also must drop Ife. Modakeke and Ife.
Yes, I'm just saying, but because in those areas, communities have always killed themselves over land. Over nothing. So for people to now continue to do that in the 21st century, for you to be, and you see, they should not tell us this, governors are not ready to sign death warrants and all that. All those people involved should be made to face the law, and they should pay the supreme sacrifice for it. You do not have any right to behead a human being because of land. But it's unacceptable.
I beg, let me interject here. Kayode knows this. Because of a refusal to sign death penalty, death warrants, the president know that no president in my country, your country, can sign a death warrant. Only governors can.
Only governors, yes.
So because they have refused, prisons are overcrowded.
Of course it is. Because that's part of the problem. You know, we put these sentiments that
a particular government said
we want to be. It's not only in Nigeria. We are copying it from the so-called other clans.
Pro-life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We copied it from the so-called sinner clans, and the reason is that they will believe that we should be more matured. We should rise above wrongdoing, and it's not good to take life. That if we ask this person to be killed, we are doing the same thing that the person that killed somebody was doing. I don't agree with that argument. I believe that even in the Bible, it was stated that there is an eye for an eye, and that if you kill somebody, you will pay the price by the sword.
That one, Moses, so.
But it's the Bible. It's the Bible. So I don't see any reason why anybody would want to try to show that they are civilized by saying that they don't support the death penalty. I don't agree with that. If you kill somebody, you should be killed. So I want to appeal to our governors, because a lot of the governors are not doing it. I think one of the governors, maybe Chomola, somebody did it briefly one time.
Yes, did it,
briefly one time. But all the other governors have refused. If you go to prisons, it's like a community of those that have been sentenced to death, because some of them have been there for 20, 30 years.
Waiting for the hangman.
And the hangman never, I don't even think, I'm not even sure whether they still have it in our prisons, because it's a long time that they've killed anybody. And that is unacceptable. That is why people do these kind of things. You know, when somebody believes that, because we are quarreling on this land, you can go into one village and behead people. I mean, that's
so why are we livid with what do you call them?
The terrorists?
Terrorists and their cousins.
Is the same thing?
And their cousins.
Is the same thing? The bandits?
Bandits.
Is the same thing? That's what I'm saying. The same thing.
Yeah.
If somebody can believe that because of disagreement over land in one community, then you look at a human being and you behead the person. So that is unacceptable.
To make what point?
So that the governor is angry, yes, it's justified.
This is street conversation that do everything possible not to be killed. You know, the import of that statement is there is nobody to fight for you when you are wasted.
True.
And that should not be. You have pushed people to the wall that they are ready for self-protection. They are ready to take laws into their hands so that they are not killed.
Yeah.
They are ready to go into jungle justice because they don't believe that when these people get into the hands of the police, they will meet justice. We've even had cases where some of these criminals don't even end up in court, let alone being sentenced to death by hanging. So we must have a state where when you say after God is government, when you have the fear of God that God can do and undo, you must also have the fear of government. Even it's in the Bible that when you do something wrong, you should be afraid of those in authority because they wield the witch stick, they wield the power of God. So I am saying that irrespective of our religious inclination, that real fear is that you must respect the dignity of human beings. You must respect that somebody should not be beheaded. Trust me, if government does not do anything, somebody is likely to boast in that area, I'm the deadliest person in this community. And therefore, everybody should fear me. People should start paying dues to me.
In a 21st century, say a 21st century Nigeria, you hear things like, I will kill you and nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen.
People say that.
And you are wondering where that is coming from.
This is where it is coming from. This is where it is coming from. When you know a governor is coming, the governor is not coming because, he's coming to beg you for votes because all your life depends on your vote. You must also remember that you have given your power, you have ceded power to this man to execute the power of the state.
He's the chief executive.
He's the chief executive, and it shouldn't be by vote alone. You should understand that, hey, for the next 4 years, a lot depends on the actions and inactions of these persons.
So from the journalist hangout, the common refrain is, we stand by you, Governor Nwifuru.
Yes.
Nwifuru.
Yes.
Exactly.
Go the whole hog.
Yes.
And as journalists, I guess what we'll do is what they call in soccer, follow the kick. Kick the ball and follow.
Yes.
So we'll tell this story.
Exactly. There's not just enough for him to be angry.
It's a developing.
It should be
Sorry.
It should be more than angry. It's important for him to do the needful.
Oh, yeah.
And then show, because when people know that if they do anything, they can get away with it, they will do it.
Oh, yes.
And that's one of the things that allow this banditry and all this to fester. Yeah. When people know they can get away with something,
federal government knew before they said, if you are a kidnapper, if you are a bandit, you are also a terrorist.
Of course you are.
So what applies to
there's no debate that terrorists should be put to death.
Yeah.
So why is people who engage in terrorist activities be spared? I think they should be
you know, Mayor and Kay, you know, you hear stories like this one we're broaching, and you think you are watching a poorly produced horror film. You know, you can produce a horror film poorly.
Personally, I was shocked when I read the story, because I believe that we have come a long way from that time when people do things because they were not so civilized.
That's it.
Or because there was so much mistrust and things were not being done properly. I thought that we have moved away from that. So if we now, if in this 21st century, at this time, some people can still believe that the best way to solve a problem, if we have disagreement between communities, is to go to somewhere and behead somebody. I found it shocking. That is why it is important that the governor must know that even the authority of the state is being questioned.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Because why we are not living in a jungle, when we say we want to live in a democracy, is that willingly, all of us decided to submit our sovereignty to the state.
That's it.
And the state is supposed to exercise that sovereignty on our behalf. So if people believe that you can go into a community, behead somebody,
and walk away,
to thought alone, it is important that the state must make an example of you, so that people will know that you cannot, in a civilized society, you cannot do that.
And the second
leg, in a state of nature, you cannot do that.
The second leg of the discussion has to do with traditional rulership. They are key in this thing. You know, when land disputes come, you do not expect the governor to leave his office. It is the primary responsibility of traditional fathers to step in, don't you think?
I agree, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. And the reason for the reason for that is that some of these traditional rulers are culpable. They are part of the problem.
Okay.
You understand? They lead the communities. They believe that, oh, this is our ancestral land, and we are going to fight for it. Because I expect that if the traditional ruler have tried to mediate and try to tell people to be calm, we are going to meet and see how we can resolve this thing, it won't get this far. So that means it's dereliction of duty on behalf of those traditional rulers.
And you know that in years gone by, traditionally, they had a way of dealing with things like this.
Exactly. And it's a wake-up call. You know, when we talk about 21st century, we know that kingdoms fight kingdoms over lands. And we have seen that what has that led us to? I don't think it has led us anywhere. So this is time we need to look beyond all these issues. There is a commission in charge of those things. Such cases should be taken to them. Let's determine where this land ends and when this land does not end. And people should be able to resolve issues like that. But when it leads to taking of lives, trust me, there's already blood on our hands.
Crossing the red line.
Exactly. And whatever you think you're fighting for, you are supposed to end in prison. And when you end in prison, and probably you should be executed, and the way we are looking at it. So think before you take such drastic action.
And of course, let the debate continue in your part of town. Our job here at the Hangout is to give context to stories that come here, right?
Yeah. True.
So our next story.